This video is going to be the throwback tag video. Alright, let's go.
What year were you born in?
I was born in 1991, so I'm a 90s kid.
Do you have any pictures of yourself from when you were younger? If you do, show them.
I don't have very many, but I do have, I was the top row. Had very bad eyes. I had these big old bottle cap glasses. Not very many pictures though, but.
What TV shows did you grow up watching?
I was a Nickelodeon kid. I watched like Rugrats, Cat Dog, Lizzie McGuire. I have one here. All those.
What did you want to be when you grow up, and do you still want to be that?
I think I always wanted to be an artist. Like I was always in the art classes in school, and I did a lot of stuff anyway. But I always wanted to be an artist, and I still do. Like I'm really good at it.
Show a video of yourself when you were younger.
I actually do not have a video because when I was younger, I was in foster care, so there was not a lot of videos. But there's probably one out there, and I just don't have it.
What were your favorite toys to play with?
I think I always liked playing, like, I remember being really young in front of the TV with, like, the Nintendo, the air controller one, the really old one. The original Nintendo, yeah, and, like, Game Boy, and I don't know, I was always, like, the outside kind of kid. I didn't play with Barbies or anything. That was, like, not me at all.
What's the most embarrassing thing that you can remember doing?
I remember, it was not when I was little, it was like 2-3 years ago, but I broke my arm, and I knew it broke because I could feel it, and I went in, and I was like, alright, I need my arm scanned. I broke my arm, and they were like, well, we'll have to do it first. There's like, we're not for sure you broke it. I was like, I am pretty sure I did. They came back after the scan was done. They were like, yeah, you broke your arm, you have to get surgery, and I was like, I told you.
Read something that you wrote when you were in kindergarten.
Don't have anything that I wrote. Like I said, I was more of like the artist kid, but I remember making this. I don't know if y'all did them, but you drawed the lines and you did what the paper said to make the picture. That's what I did.
3 songs you loved to listen to as a child.
Oh, a lot of good ones, like Aaron Carter, Britney Spears. Spice Girls. I don't like Britney Spears. See you out that door. Bye, bye, bye. Anyways.
What was one thing you dressed up as for Halloween that was funny when you were younger?
I always remember like being really little and always dressing up as a clown with the big colored wig. That's like what I did, yeah.
Tell a funny story or something you remember happening when you were young.
I always remember people telling me like I was the little clown of the family or whatever, but I remember being really young and like having my Chuck E. Cheese cup, and I was in the fridge trying to make my own chocolate milk, and they actually got me on, took a picture of me doing it one time. I don't have the picture, but I always remember them telling me that story.
Are there any special things you kept from when you were a child?
I didn't keep it. Like I said, I was in foster care, but my mom has had this for a long time, and it was mine, and it's like all rainbow, and she wrote that she loved me and stuff on it, and I've always, like, she's had this for a long time. Like, I was put in when I was 8 and got out when I was 18, so a long time. This is pretty old.
What was something weird you used to do as a child?
Something weird. I was always the weird kid. I liked to play with bugs, and, like, my uncle taught me this thing I could do with my nose. Yeah.
What's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger?
There's a lot of things, like, I remember one in particular. I would always go to this abandoned house by my house, and, like, I was playing with fire. Duh, they always tell you not to do that, and I was doing it, and I burnt down a house, and I just remember the fire trucks coming, and I ran to the park. Me and my sister and my friend ran to the park, and, like, the house burnt down when we came back, and it was gone. I was, like, horrible. Like, it was bad.
How is the world now different from how it was, like, when you were a child?
It was, like, I always remember just being a kid, and you see all my movies in the background. It was none of that. It was like this. You had this when you were a kid, and you always had to rewind it. It sucked. And, like, from movies, like, to TV, to cell phones, like, you didn't have this when you were a kid. You had, like, a house phone, and you were a kid, so you barely got to use that, and, like, music, and now you have, like, iPods. I mean, come on, it's changed a lot. Like, technology, people, everything, I think. Is that it? I think I'm done. So that's the throwback tag. Leave a response in your video. Link me to your video to show me yours, or whatever you want to do. But that is mine. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.